time. This one, for some reason, for the last month or so, this one has come to me just about every day. And I've sang it for several different times just to be singing it at the house. And so we thought we'd try it here tonight if everybody would indulge us just a moment.
Joy. Thank God for the opportunity to be back down at the mission. Thank God for salvation today, more than anything else. Got something up on my heart today that I ought to talk about. But before we get there, it's going to take a few minutes. And the thing up on my heart is love. L-O-V-E, love. And I ought to talk about that at God's heart this evening. If He give me a few minutes, and I'll pray for me. Honey, we come down here and try to do the thing that God put up on our heart. And we got a house almost full, and I thank God for that tonight. thank God for each one that come this way. It's a whole lot easier if you know you got people that want to serve God. It's a whole lot easier for us to do the thing of God if we know that other people want to do the thing of God. Today it seems that we ain't got time for God. I know today there'll be so many people going to different places doing different things. But honey, I don't know no better place you can be than down here trying to serve God and give Him all the honor and glory. If you bar at me today, I want to talk about ain't but two places to go today. And you die, you ain't going to heaven and you going to hell. And there's a whole lot of things going on today. It seems that today there's so many sick people. It seems that today there's so many people that sick and people dying. It's a troubling time. But I thank God today that His grace is sufficient. It'll take courage for God people. God take care of His people. Don't make no difference what happened to them. But if you ain't been saved by the grace of God, there ain't but two places to go. You go to heaven or you go to hell. And I want to tell you today, and I want to bring this out the best I can, that God loves you. And I want you to understand that today. And you're going to say, well, preacher, where did God work all these things happen? Let me tell you something. God worked these things happen because we are God people and because people do not follow God, because we don't do the thing that God has for us to do. And sometimes we have to answer for it. You know, and you say, well, how can God rub a man? He at work and get sick and die. Well, let me tell you something. It wasn't that organ to begin. God pouring, and He make man there. He took the dust and He make man over there. And I want you to understand that He took the dust and God took His own hand. And He made the man. He formed the man out of the dust and the oil. And then He breathed into his nostril the breath of life. And man become a living soul. Man is the only thing that got a soul. And honey, let me tell you something, that soul gonna live someplace forever and forever. And I want you to know that today. But let me tell you something that God gave man one commandment that He told him not to eat the fruit of that. And let me tell you something, man cannot even keep the one commandment. And that we should man die. That we should die today. Be called by one man. Sin about into all the people, all the human people. Everybody that ever been born have been born into sin. But by one man, honey, you can be saved by the grace of God. That's Jesus Christ. Honey, I want you to know that today. And I want you to understand that God, He worked bad things happen because it's our fault, not God's fault. But let me tell you something, everybody wants to go to heaven, but don't nobody want to die. Honey, let me tell you, the only way you can get there, you got to die. Honey, the only way that anything can be renewed, it got to die. And you say, what are you talking about? Or you take, well, grain of corn out there, if it don't never die, it don't never produce nothing else. But honey, you take that little grain of corn there, and you take that and put it in the dirt, and then the water came, and then the sun shone on it, and then that corn died down the ground, and then come out a bud. And honey, there'll be some other corn there. Honey, let me tell you that way I'm going to be some of these days. Honey, some of these days my body going to die. Honey, my body die, I'm going to heaven, my soul is going to go to heaven and be with God. Honey, my body going to decay in the ground there. It going to order that down the old coffin there. If they put me in a coffin, it don't make no difference do or don't. But I'm going to worry that. And my body going to decay and go back to the dust and the order, according to the Bible. Honey, let me tell you something, it's going to decay there. But there's going to come a day that Jesus is going to come back. And honey, the day that He come back, honey, my body going to come out of that grave. And honey, I'm going to be in God's hand again. Honey, God going to give me another body, and I'm going to go home to meet God. And He's going to put my soul and my body back together. Honey, let me tell you something. I'm coming at the grave some of these days. I got a boy home to go to. Not because of nothing I done, but what God done for me. Let me tell you something. You can have the same thing today. Honey, let me tell you something. If you go over to Job there, honey, old Job there, he was a good man. Honey, he tried to serve God. He done the thing that God ought to do. Let me tell you something. Honey, Job, honey, ain't some bad thing happened to Job there. You ain't got time to go into all of it, but he lost everything that he had. But honey, he never turned from God. Honey, let me tell you something. You go over to the 14th chapter of Job there, it talk about a man that born wrong, but through day and through trouble. It said that he come far and cut down, seeing that his day is determined, the number of his month or it did. Honey, God hath put a band that we cannot pass. Honey, I thank God that he hold everything in his hand today. Honey, God know all about you and know all about me. And you say, preacher, you going to preach on grub. Yes, I'm going to try my best to preach on grub if I ever get there. But honey, you need to know where we come from and how did we get here. You need to understand that God got a plan there for everything. Honey, I tell you, God, you turn over to each sleep today, I believe in the first chapter there. I may be wrong there, but I believe it talk about God that a time to be born, a time to die. Honey, he got a time for everything. Let me tell you that God got a purpose for everything under the sun. And honey, it to give God the honor and glory. Honey, let me tell you something. You don't think God don't love you today? Honey, I don't know who you are and who may listen to me today. You may be sitting at home on your couch there watching TV here on YouTube or Facebook. You may be sitting in a hotel room, a motel, and you say, well, I ain't got no family that love me. I ain't got no wife. I ain't got no kid. My family said don't care nothing about me. Let me tell you something today, all you know. Honey, there's somebody that loves you so much, honey, you can't imagine. And I want to try to bring that at the heart of God today. Yes, I know today that people don't love each other. You know, my Bible teaches that we are love each other. We are pray for each other. You may be sitting there today, and the only thing you got to hold on to today, and maybe that bar of booze there in your hand, or maybe some kind of dope there to try to make you feel good. But let me tell you something. I want to tell you about rub there that can make you feel good today. I can tell you about rub there that you think don't nobody rub you. I want it the heart of God today bring out how much that somebody rub you. But I'm going to need the heart of God today. If you've been saved by the grace of God today, you pray for me. Because I need God's heart today more than I ever needed before. And you say, what you mean? You ain't never had nothing bad? Yes, I have bad things happen. But honey, all that sun past is gone. Honey, I got to begin today and do the best I can. And I need God to take me by the hand today. I need God to heart me, stand up and before you, that He'll give me the right word to say. I don't know what we need today, but God knows. Honey, I don't know what you need today, but God knows all about you. Honey, you may be sitting down and think, Lord, don't nobody care enough about me. You may sit down and think, don't nobody love me. But it got hurt today. I want to try to bring that. Honey, let me tell you something. God said that a man that gave their wife for somebody else. Somebody you would die for somebody. Honey, it ain't no great rub there than for a man to die for somebody else. And you say, Lord, ain't nobody never done that for me. Honey, I'm going to take you different there. Honey, let me tell you something. Honey, they've been military people that ain't crossed the sea. And they fit that you could have the right to call upon God. They fit for the thing that this order that we could be free, that we could preach the gospel. And you could believe the way you want to. Honey, let me tell you something. You got the right today by the government, by anything else on our hand that you can believe where you want to. But by God, the only thing you got the right to do is believe what the Bible teach. And honey, I hope and pray today that God heart I can bring this Bible out to you today. I want to tell you about the man that rubbed you so much. Honey, you talk about a man that rubbed him boy so much that he gave his own wife that he died for somebody else. Honey, I want to tell you about the one that died for you today. Honey, he died on the cross that you could have salvation, that you could live in heaven someday, that you could have life that you know about. Honey, that you could feel something. Honey, I'm talking about something today that there ain't anything you can buy. Honey, it'll give you more peace there. Honey, it'll be there forever and forever. There ain't no end to it. It'll take you home someday. Honey, we saw for a minute ago talking about a better place to go. Honey, I got a better place to go because I've been saved by the grace of God. Not because of nothing I've done, but what God done for me. Honey, let me tell you about this rub. Honey, let me tell you how much that God rubbed you. You know, and God sent your only begotten Son there to pay the sin debt that you couldn't pay. Honey, He knows that you're going to sin. He knows that you're going to need salvation. Honey, you don't think nobody rubbed you today? Let me tell you. I don't tell you about a man today that rubbed you. Honey, let me tell you something. He came from heaven there. He gave up all the glory and other thing in heaven. And He came down to this earth. Honey, He walked up on this earth for something for you, honey, He walked up on this earth. But that wasn't the great thing about it. The great thing about it, that He entered heaven and hung on the cross that you could have salvation. Honey, over in John 3:16, it said, for God so loved the world that He gave the only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in Him shall not perish but have everlasting life. Honey, you say, where did He come down here and die for me? Yes. Honey, He didn't come down here for the good people, for the people that always been saved. Honey, I believe that the 17th verse said that He came to seek that lost, that they may be saved. Honey, let me tell you something. You don't think God don't love you. Honey, He loved you so much that He gave the only begotten Son. Honey, Jesus loved you so much that He came from glory and He gave up everything and came down here and He beat, fit on, and everything done to Him, and then He hung on the cross that you could have salvation. Honey, you don't think they ain't rubbed today? And you say, well, He's the only one that rubbed me. No, He ain't. Honey, let me tell you something. I could be at fishing today. I could be doing a whole lot of things. But let me tell you something. God called me to preach. And honey, I claim my best because I love you. I may not know you. I may never meet you on this side. But I hope and pray that I'll meet you on the other side someday. That the reason we come down here tonight, that we might be able to get this gospel out. But how did God love you? That He gave His only begotten Son, that you can have salvation. Honey, it ain't about somebody else. It's about you and God. Honey, you need to meet God tonight. Honey, let me tell you something tonight. If you open the door for Him, He'll come in. And honey, He'll fill you up. Honey, I'm telling you about God today that rub everybody. He may not rub the thing you do. He may not agree with some of the thing you do. And it may be a great sin. It may be an abomination to Him. Honey, it's an abomination that the Bible talk about. Let me tell you something. I don't care what you done. Honey, if you believe up on God today, from the deep of the heart, you can be saved. Ain't but one thing that seen you to horror today, and that's unbelief. Do you believe in this God I'm talking about? And you say, who is this God? Honey, I'll tell you who He is. Oh, well, Moses, you know. Oh, Moses died. Honey, he said, who did I tell them that sent me? He said, I am that I am. Honey, that's who we are serving today. We're serving the great Master today. We're serving the Almighty God. He don't with God, ain't but one God today. You may say, well, I believe a different one. You may believe something different, but you don't believe a different God, because there ain't but one God. Honey, let me tell you something. I come here today to tell you the truth. I didn't come here today to ask you for a donation. I didn't come here today to make a name for myself. But I come here today to tell you about the one that rubbed you. The one that hung on the cross. That you could have salvation. I come here to tell you a day that you think that don't nobody care about you. But honey, God care about you. Honey, my God love everybody. Honey, that door you've been gave the only begotten Son, that whosoever believe on him. Honey, let me tell you that talking about you today. I don't care what you done. I don't care who you been. I don't care nothing about that. Honey, God come to save the lost. Now, honey, for you to get saved, the first thing you got to realize that you are his son and you need salvation. Can't nobody get saved until they realize that. But you realize that you lost and separated from God. If you got empty person in your heart today, and you know it's a mission today, honey, that night the time that God may be knocking on your heart. I don't know who he knocked on and who he don't. But I tell you one thing, if you are trying to find God, if you are seek him out, honey, you'll be able to find him. Honey, over in Matthew, I believe this several verse there. It said, ask and shall be given. Seek and you shall find, knock and shall be open. Honey, let me tell you something today. Honey, you need to be asking about this God. You need to be asking about this Jesus I'm telling you about. Honey, you need to be trying to find him today. That'll be the most important thing you ever done. If you find God today, find Jesus. Honey, God hunting for you today. He had to ask you to come unto him. Honey, you got to go unto him. He ain't going to make you. He's going to give you the opportunity. You don't think nobody loved you, honey? God loved you. Honey, gave the only begotten Son. Jesus loved you. He hung on the cross there that you could be saved. Honey, we love you today. We may not know you, may never meet you on this side, but I hope and pray I'll meet you on the other side. I hope and pray that somewhere or another you'll bow down and call up on this man called Jesus. I guess my curse is today. What are you going to do about this man called Jesus, the Christ, the begotten Son of God? What are you going to do about it? Are you going to deny it? Or are you going to go to him? That's up to you. He made a man to for obedience. Honey, he don't make man swear for him. He give you the opportunity to swear for him. He don't make a man call up on it. He give you the opportunity to hear the gospel. And you say, well, he ain't never gave me the opportunity before. If you listen to me today, he gave you the opportunity at that. Honey, he ain't got to give it to you no hundred time. Honey, he said, got to give it to you one time. But then what you going to do then? Honey, it's can't got playing ball now. Honey, if you got the ball over there, ain't a thing I can do with it. But then you give me the ball. What am I going to do with the ball? That's what you are today. What you going to do with this man called Jesus Christ? Are you going to call up on him for salvation? Or are you going to look to him? But don't sit there feeling sorry for yourself. Say, my family don't care nothing about me. I ain't got no friend. I ain't got nobody that love me. Yes, you have. Honey, you got a God that loves you so much. You ain't got no idea how much that God loves you. I can't even imagine. I ain't no worry I could give my son for somebody else. I don't see how. But honey, God gave his son for the whole world. For the mean people. The people on dope, for the people on alcohol, for the crook, the thief, and for the good people. Honey, God gave Jesus for everybody. Whosoever. Honey, that whosoever, that don't worry nobody. I hope and pray you today that you sitting down, you may be all by yourself. And that may be a good thing. Honey, it may be a good thing for you to sit down and think, oh, don't nobody love me. And then here I am telling about Jesus. Jesus, the only begotten Son of God. Honey, he loved you today. He died for you. He gave you the best gift today that ever been gave. Honey, he gave you salvation. I brought you over and refigured the disciple in the 8th verse. It said, by grace are you saved through faith, and that not yourself. Then the 9th verse that said, not work we any man shall boast. Honey, this gift won't cost you nothing. said that you have to ask for it. The only thing you got to do is ask for it and believe in Jesus. Honey, you have to believe in Jesus all your heart today. Honey, he don't care nothing about what all you done. Honey, he died for everybody. He didn't put no condition on this. He didn't say, I'll die for you if you do this or that. He said, I'll die for everybody. That everybody that come unto him can be saved. Honey, he the only man. He the only name by that name, J C Cox. It's the only name that a man must be saved by. Honey, you can't be saved by no other name. Honey, you can't be saved by baptism. You can't be saved because you preach saying. You can't be saved because you believe some pope somewhere and you believe that pope for you. Honey, let me tell you something. You have to do your own for you. You have to go to Jesus. You have to go to this man called Christ. Honey, what you going to do today? Honey, we give you the opportunity today. I try my best to tell you about this Jesus today. And you say, who are you, preacher? Honey, I ain't nobody. But I belong to the King. Honey, I ain't nobody, but I know who Jesus is. Because I met him, and that thing said before you. You had to slip. Honey, I call upon it. I had that doing things that a man don't need to do. Honey, I call upon it. And he answered my prayer. And he gave me peace in my heart. Honey, I hope and pray tonight that you get that same peace. I hope and pray tonight that God bless you. And honey, that be one of the best blessings a man ever get. Is being saved by the grace of God. What are you going to do with this man called Jesus? Honey, you don't think he don't love you. If you don't think God don't love you. Honey, he touched somebody at me. I ain't nobody. And he sent me down here to stand before this camera to tell you about Jesus. What do I get out of it? Honey, I get a blessing. Honey, it's a blessing to know that you belong to God. It's a blessing trying to serve God. Honey, anybody that ever been saved by the grace of God, if they ever follow God and do the thing that God asked them to do, he bless them. Honey, this is a blessing. Honey, I'm thankful tonight that I can stand here and tell you about Jesus. Because if I didn't know him, I couldn't tell you about him. If I didn't have salvation, I couldn't tell you how good salvation is. But honey, God gave me salvation. I thank God for it. Honey, I hope and pray today that God give you that. Honey, I hope you know today that God loves you. Honey, there's somebody that loves you more than you can imagine. He gave his only begotten Son. Jesus loves you. God loves you. And God people love you. They may not know you, but they got love in their heart. Because that's what God do. And he saved us so when he put that love in our heart. He make you love everybody. You ain't love the enemy. You may not like some people, but honey, you love everybody. If you in the place you need to be. You know, honey, that's what my God can do for you tonight. Honey, you ain't got to call some preacher. You ain't got to call some preacher. You ain't got to call some deacon tonight. The only thing you got to do is call from your heart tonight. Call upon God. And he answer a prayer. And he give you salvation. I didn't need a pope. I didn't need a preacher. I didn't need a deacon. But I need God. That's the same thing you need tonight, God. Don't never think that don't nobody love you. So because you all by yourself. You ain't got no friend, no family, nobody crying out about you. Always know that God loves you and that Jesus loves you. And honey, that God people, the one that we God people, they love you. They don't never ask you for money. They don't never ask you to do nothing except call upon God for salvation. That's the only thing I ask you to do today. I ain't asking you to call me. I ain't asking you to send me a donation. I ask you to call upon Jesus tonight for salvation. May God have mercy upon you tonight. May God help you, and I hope and pray that we'll meet on the other side, because I got a home that God gave me on the other side. Honey, you can have that same home today if you ask God for it. Honey, I thank God tonight for salvation. Thank God for the opportunity to come to Detroit. And I thank God. That don't make no difference how bad things get. Don't make no difference how much pain I got to go through. Don't make no difference if I lose everything I got. Don't make no difference everybody turn against me. I got a better home to go to because God gave it to me. Honey, you can have that same thing tonight. May God help you. That'll be my message.